So I enter the code that we found underneath the bottle in the other room.
Security lock deactivated.
And we get access to another room. Things of interest in here include an escape pod, a docking port, and a robot dog or something.
This is a bizarre piece of machinery. I wonder what it was designed for. Everything on this pod's too tight. I need the proper tools. I was able to get one loose access panel, but I'm not sure what we can do with it.
Neither am I, Mr. Scott. But I'm sure we can figure it out through some tedious trial and error.
Most of this is just too massive to move around, but we've got some nice magnetic clamps here.
And so begins the process of randomly combining items until something sticks.
It's nice to know it'll work, but maybe we should wait for a reason.
So it seems the cable is meant to connect to the Klingon console for some reason. I try using my access code on this door, but it doesn't work.
Authorization code correct. Warning. Malfunction in security authorization. Access denied.
It appears that the terrorists do not want any visitors.
So I'm looking around, trying to see if I've missed any clues, and after looking at the laser, it prompts Mr. Scott to actually say something different this time.
Captain, when you were in school, did you ever make a tennis ball cannon?
Of course, Mr. Scott. It's a dormitory tradition. Empty cans, tape, and a little propellant. If I remember my formula, what's that got to do with our situation?
I was standing here looking at the cannon and thought maybe we could use the same idea to get through that wee door.
Ah, the old Star Trek tradition of solving a problem using a technical solution with a simple analogy.
You're going to knock down the door with a tennis ball?
No.
I'm sure Scotty had something else in mind. You did, didn't you, Mr. Scott?
Aye, Captain. In an engineering dorm, that's for freshmen only. As you move along, you get into bigger and better versions.
We'll use a big tennis ball?
No, laddie. I was thinking, since we cannot fix the phaser here, maybe we could build some sort of mass driver.
Yeah.
Capacitors on the cannon can discharge a lot of power in a short burst.
Oh, I remember. Using magnetic fields to propel an object faster and faster.
Don't say it, laddie. You didn't invent them.
Of course not. I was going to say we will need an iron tennis ball.
Right, so now I've got the idea. We just need to put the clamps on this table, which should provide the power necessary to create an electromagnet and launch a metal object at that door.
We'll still have to wire them up, Captain. That's going to be the real job.
Unfortunately, the heat-resistant wires we have are not adequate to the task.
Actually, Captain, I don't think these will do. They'd survive firing the beastie, but they don't carry enough current for what we're likely to need.
I'm sure we could find something that would work in this place.
And it seems nothing I have on me is adequate either.
It'll take me about 2 hours just to finish this job, Captain.
Scotty, we don't have 2 hours.
You're asking for a miracle, Captain?
You've always delivered them in the past, Mr. Scott.
The real miracle will be if I can figure this out with that hint book.
We should get some of these for the Enterprise, Captain.
I'll grant you it's a good little craft check-off, but we'll never need escape vehicles in the Enterprise.
Scotty's zealotry about the Enterprise is really turned up to 11 in this game. So I do end up looking up a solution for this part, and it seems I have to put a capacitor in this little robot, which I never thought to do because the game kept telling me it was useless. So, yeah. Oh, look at it go.
That has to be one of the most useless robots I've ever seen.
Badly designed, Captain.
It's not going to help us, is it?
Only in a dance contest, Mr. Chekhov.
So after that song and dance, Scotty is at least able to pull some wiring out of it.
There's no way anyone could fix this piece of junk, no matter how much time was available. But I did get some wires that may be helpful.
So we have everything we need to make our mass driver. Yeah.
Captain, I'll need a little help positioning the clamps correctly while wiring them. Captain, push harder. I'll need these tighter to get more power.
I'm giving it all I got, Scotty.
A nice inversion of roles there.
Thank you, Captain. This'll be just like old times.
School must miss you dearly, Mr. Scott.
Engineering is a beautiful thing. And what a beautiful mess.
The engineering panel. Look what we've done!
The spacesuit.
We made a bit of a mess here, didn't we? We had no choice. Remember, who's really at fault here?
That we will, Captain.
I had to blow all the exhibits up. It was the only way to save the exhibits.
Shattered remnants of door, ceiling, and unidentified other things lay strewn about the room. The destructive pattern fans out from the ruined door, leaving some areas completely untouched, while others are totally devastated.
So there's a communications device in this room, and I wonder if we can use it to contact the Enterprise, but it seems not.
You think Uhura would like it if we swapped this one for hers?
Scotty, I never took you for having a death wish.
Actually, Captain, this one's not in bad shape. They took the transmitting gear and she's got no power, but other than that, she's in fine condition. They run a ship-shaped museum here.
Surely this transporter has a part to play in this madness?
I don't think McCoy would like this transporter, Captain. Even I would not want to use this one.
You? Not use a piece of equipment? Why not, Mr. Scott?
Because it's not designed for people, maybe?
This little beastie put out a wee bit of energy discharge during transport. You've heard of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
It's been a while since I've seen Breaking Bad.
Of course, Mr. Scott.
Well, this is the Mulligan certainty field, guaranteed to do bad things to you even Dr. McCoy cannot fix. You can block the radiation, but she's not something I'd want to play with unless I absolutely had to. You'd have to repair the wires anyway. And the power unit's been pulled out too.
There's a potential inventory object hiding among the debris.
Although badly scuffed, when it was blasted free of the ceiling, the gas canister and nozzle look functional.
The curator mentioned these were in each room.
We could open the door and spray it on the terrorists.
If it's fast enough to stop them from using their phasers, it'll stop us too.
And they'd get a warning if the door started to open. Time enough to put the hostages in jeopardy.
So I'm pretty sure at this point that we've got to beam it in there, get this transporter operational, so we can deliver it to our friends.
The gas canister is a bit beat up from the fall, but still functional.
Well, Captain, if we have to work with this dangerous lady, we're going to have to put in some wires and get her some power. She'll be functional then, but she'll still have some problems.
Explain, Mr. Scott.
Well, there's the Mulligan field for one, and the destination controls aren't very accurate.
I have the utmost faith in your abilities, Mr. Scott.
Captain, getting this thing to work properly goes beyond a miracle.
This is even more impossible than the impossible. Our access code works on this door too. Ah, it's our old friend, Barney the Dunkelberger. He will save us.
I don't know how this works, but looking at it reminds me of the time when I was a boy working on my first electronics project. I built one of those old crystal radios. Maybe this computer somehow projects its answers into your mind.
It may be just looking at the crystals made you remember that, Captain.
It's possible. Are you now practicing psychology, Mr. Scott?
Oh no, Captain. I'm just a simple country engineer.
I do appreciate the humour in this. You really get a sense that they watched a lot of the original series and had an appreciation for the character dynamics and stuff. I think that's what makes this so endearing. It really does feel like more episodes of the old show.
This is an odd beastie, Captain. I'm not even sure how they powered this thing. It'd take days to begin to understand it.
We don't have days, Mr. Scott. I'll give you 15 seconds.
You, Scotty?
I'm only human, Captain. The access panel is stuck, Captain. I don't think any of us are strong enough to pull it free.
Should have brought Spock. Should always bring Spock. That's the lesson here.
It would help if I looked the probe over first so I knew what I was doing.
So there's another clue. I tried using the silver platter on it and it gave a non-standard response, so it must mean something. Something interesting does come up when I ask Scotty to take a look at this.
They were not a bad machine, but sort of an evolutionary dead end.
I don't think we've seen the last of compact mobile automation, Mr. Scott.
I cannot agree, Mr. Chekhov. Automated systems technology makes these robots little better than toys.
But perhaps one day...
There are definitely advantages to having an informed and opinionated crew, but this conversation is not showing.
Shut up, Jim. This is interesting, because one of the things that's missing a lot from Star Trek is robots. Why aren't there robots doing all the menial tasks? And what Scotty says there is an interesting potential explanation. Because the systems themselves, like the circuitry and the machinery of the Enterprise, is automated itself, so you don't need robots to operate it because it operates itself. Obviously the real reason is budget, but it's nice when they create an in-universe explanation like that. So it's at this point where I do something really dumb.
Security lockdown is in effect.
I forgot what's through this door and just like, enter my access code and see what's through here, and oh no!
There they are! Shoot them!
I love how they just stand there and accept their fate.
Load a previously saved game.
Oh, I would love to, but I didn't save for this entire mission. So, not only did I lose part of the recording, I also lost all my progress, so I'm gonna have to do this again. And yeah, but I am interested to know, what do you think of this format? Although this happened accidentally, I would be interested in potentially trying this again in some more deliberate, structured way. So yeah, is my post-commentary more interesting with a bit of tighter editing going on, or do you prefer the kind of off-the-cuff stuff? So let me know what you think.
Yes, quit the game.